Welcome back to the channel and to our next stop in the Pittsburgh trip. We're at Oak Hollow Park. I've played here once before back in 2022 when it was a brand new course and didn't even have tee pads or anything, and I was less than a year playing disc golf. So we're going to play 18 out here today from the short tees and see how it looks now. All right, so starting off on hole number 1 here. It's already been an eventful morning, but to top it off, we have this super downhill 330-foot shot. Like I said, we're going to play from the short tees, go with my reactor. It's cold. I didn't bring any pants with me because I didn't check the weather. Holy shit, that might be... That's super long. I was honestly worried that I lost that reactor, but it's inside circle 1 over here, if I can find it again. I found it, then I had to walk back and get the camera set up in my bag. Yeah, it's right here. Hyzer putts, because I'm good at those. Coys are not supposed to do that. Nothing today is going to happen the way it should. That is clear to me. Yeah, that was a high putt. All right, we're off to the races. So, if you don't know, as I walk to hole 2, I used to play roller derby. It used to be my main sport for about 10 years. And the last time I was here was because my team was here from Florida playing roller derby in Pittsburgh. It was shortly after I had moved to Ohio, and that's why I'm here again this weekend. We have roller derby games, or bouts as they're called. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to play them or not. The tees are looking great. I can tell they built this up really nice. Now this is 415, par 4, straight up in the middle. All right, so since I didn't lose it, let's go with my reactor and see if I can kind of baby flex this. Not really flex it, but just get it to drift and then fade out. Position in the world. I wanted to be over there so I could throw backhand. But that's not the case. So we're going to see if we can throw a low, straight forehand at it with the resistor. And see if I can get to just bite right into the hillside at the basket. That is way short. That is super short. Anyways, I got a 45 footer here to try to score. And I left it low. All right, so we're starting off not too great. Not bad. It's not great. We'll go par through 2. Got to hole 3. I think 3 kind of starts to open up a little bit. All right, so hole 3. It's only 215 for the short tee pads here. I remember this is the first hole I ever played on this course because it's right alongside the road, and I saw the basket and stuff. So I figured it was better off just to start on 3 and then figure out the course, because there were no signs, no tee pads, none of that stuff. But it is nice now that they have concrete tee pads in here with the tee pad color painted on the front. They got basic signs, just tells you the par, the distance, the hole number. There's no map, which you don't really need if you can see the basket. So we're gonna try to throw our Envy here. I just released a little left of what we wanted. Low ceiling. I'm gonna have to hit one set of leaves and hope it just fights through. I went around them. All right, so luckily the koi stopped just inside my putting range here. Wasn't sure if I'd make that one, but we got it. All right, so we find ourselves at hole 4, which is another par 4, 495 from the short tees. Long tees would be 785, which is crazy. But 495 for us. You can see it out there. We got danger right. We don't want to be in those trees. And then we got OB on or over the road left. So I'm going to go with my old trusty Synapse. It's the Thought Space Athletics Destroyer, if you're not familiar with the disc. And we're going to throw it right at the basket. This is my overstable one. So with the headwind coming in here, it should flex a little bit, just a little bit, and then fade out safely, maybe around that tree down there. Sometimes it works how you draw it up, right at the tree. All right, so we're about 100 feet out here. It's a good spot for getting a birdie. I'm gonna try to throw this koi up on hyzer. It's gonna start getting hot on me now that I have this jacket on. Throw this up on hyzer and see if I can just flop by the basket. Come on, Hillside, help me out. Yep, that'll work. All right, and then what seems like for the first time in forever, we can get a birdie. All right, hole 5 here, par 3, 297, super downhill. Stop me if you've heard this before. 297 downhill. We got a left to right crosswind, which is concerning me. I had previously said that the hole signs don't have the maps on them. Hole 5's long one does, so I'm assuming all the longs do and the shorts don't. We'll go with the Rebirth Envy, simply because I have several of them. All right, so that's a little pin high, probably about a 20-footer. But I didn't throw that putter that hard, and it hit the branches. So, learned my lesson from hole 1 with the reactor. That was a terrible putt. All right, let's go to hole 6. All right, hole 6, 281. You can see it right there. Look, I'll talk about the overall course review at the end, but 281, it's right in front of you. You think that's nice and simple. All right, let's try this reactor again. Neutral one. It's got a turn though, is the problem. Probably should have thrown an echo, but it's down there. It's probably a 40-footer again. It's a 40-foot weird stance. Again, history repeats itself. So this is makeable. Not when you do that. I didn't give it enough juice, apparently. Kind of remember the next hole too, now that I can see it. This tee pad's right here. Hey. At least it's clean so far. At least we don't have any bogeys. All right, so this should be what, hole 7? Hole 7, 215 downhill, big time again. But it's to the right, down in there, right center of your screen right now it should be. Playing this elevation is kind of tricky. It's so significantly downhill. I think this is going to play closer to like 180. Yeah, I think that'll be about right. It's looking all right. Maybe deep. I can't tell how deep that is. Honestly, didn't read the sign, but I would wonder, and I don't see any indication other than water, if the creek bed down here, which I'm about 10 feet short of, but if you did go over that or in it, if there'd be any OB long. I don't really see the point in it, but hey, that was we're gonna call that 33 feet because it's right on the edge of circle. It's got to be. All right, hole 8, sorry, but real estate is limited behind the tee pad where you still have a view of the basket. It's only 202 feet, slightly uphill. I remember this hole, and even though we're basically out of danger of the pond for any reasonable shot, kind of to the left, but you got to be careful. If you shank something left under this, it can go in that pond. So we got to err to the right. Going with the tempo. As long as that's not too long, it should be okay. Okay, it's backside of the basket, leaving from the tee pad. But this is parked. Wasn't sure how far behind it I went. Ugh. My bag is too heavy. Hey, birdie. Okay, hole 9. This is only 245. There is a dead straight path that I have no chance of hitting. All right, see if we can hyzer this right side gap. There is OB left. I kind of see a couple flags down there. I'm not sure how far left it is down the way. As long as it's sneaky, it's good. Oh, that is short. We got a solid 50-footer uphill. That's the best effort I could give from that footing. Have to do the little push off and push up stuff. And I do think it's an entropy. I think you just gotta put a little bit more on it. Because from that angle, you should be able to throw it a little bit flatter and just let the fade do its thing. Share some of the course scenery, maybe. This reminds me of Kettering, Indian Riffle in the Dayton area. Has a little lean-to like that on hole 4, I believe. We're sitting right there, but seeing this now, the hyzer line is definitely the play. Because if you can see that lean-to from the tee pad, you just want to come in right after it, and it fades in right to the basket.